We will now kneel.
Miss Cinema, no.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yes. Update on the LA City Council. So last week, former council president Nury Martinez was forced to resign because over some remarks that she made, some very not just racist remarks. Racism is one thing. Let's deal with it in all of its forms. But her remarks were both racist and anti-black. Let's put an exclamation point on that and let's bold that thing. Both racist and anti-black. And she made comments about one of her colleagues' sons, his black son, and that was Councilman Mike Bowen. So let's play the tape.
For MLK, for the parade that Herb used to organize, and we need all the council who wanted to join Herb on the float, because he used to do a whole float to be nice. Bonnie would be like, hey, Nury, are you going to the MLK? Well, Herb invited me, yeah, I'll go. Okay, I'm bringing whatever the kid's name is. I'm like, it's like the oddest thing. It's like black and brown on this float. And then there's white guy with this little black kid who's misbehaved. Este niño has they're not doing it. They're not doing. The kid is bouncing off the effing walls on the float, practically tipping it over. There's nothing you can do to control him. Parece changuito. And I'm just like, oh my God.
The black kid misbehaved, John. And yeah, the whole monkey thing. This is a little kid, and this is what this woman is caught in a meeting saying. And it's very disheartening. So I'm glad that she's gone. She was resisting resigning. She did resign her post originally as the president of the LA City Council. And because of the pressure, she ended up having to resign from her council position altogether. Let's put up this headline: Los Angeles politicians to lose committee positions over race scandal. So the head of the Los Angeles City Council stripped 2 members, the new head of that city council stripped 2 members of much of their power on Monday to pressure them to resign for participating in a private meeting in which they did not object to a colleague, that colleague being former councilwoman Nury Martinez. They did not reject to a colleague's crude and racist remarks. Let me remind you, not only racist, but anti-black. And at the time joined in the offensive banter. Acting Council President Mitch O'Farrell removed Gil Cedillo and Kevin De Leon from committee chairmanships and assignments, and named them instead to a board that rarely meets, as he turned up the heat on the veteran Democratic politicians. Underline, this is why this is a WTF neoliberal, because sometimes, John, when we talk about racism and anti-blackness, we often only talk about what the Republicans are doing and saying, but this is a reminder that racism and anti-blackness is not only a trait and a mechanism used by Republicans, it is also used by Democrats as well. And being on the city council in LA, baby, the diversity is big, the council is big, the responsibility is big, but yet we overheard the councilwoman with her colleagues talking all kinds of smack. And I'm trying to keep the show PG, John. I want to say a whole lot of other things. So these members, and this is what the acting council president had to say about these members. He said, quote, "These members have lost all credibility and all standing." And that again is acting council president Mitch O'Farrell's. That is his assessment, his frame about all of these council members as he puts the pressure on the other 2 to resign. The leaked recording of the 3 powerful politicians discussing with a labor leader how to maintain their grip on power and expand Latino influence in the city has plunged the council into chaos as angry protesters shut down meetings last week. The recordings has also derailed their personal ambition, and that point is made because once they're taken off, they have been taken off these committees, so they really do not have a whole lot of influence in this particular moment. John?
Yeah, they don't, although we should definitely stick a pin in that, because
The strategy in this sort of case, if a story like this even gets big enough that you really feel the pressure that you might have to step down, is always to delay as much as possible. And we've seen that go through multiple phases. So initially, Nury sort of just wanted to disappear for a weekend. Yes. And then even thankfully the protests continued, the pressure continued. And then she resigned from her leadership position, but not from office actually. And that was supposed to be like, you throw that out and then am I not merciful, now back off. But it wasn't enough, and they kept pushing and they kept pushing. And so now she's out for now. But I think that the bet is on how long the memory will last, how long the pressure will continue. So you've resigned from your position. That's obviously not ideal. That's not what you want. But can you come back in 6 months? Can you come back in 2 years? Can you run for some other position? Their ambitions have definitely been, as that article describes, derailed. But at some point, even with the worst train wreck, they can eventually get it back on the rails. The question is gonna be, will the Democratic Party, either in LA or in California, embrace them once again, trying to whitewash away their racism? Will the voters have forgotten, or will that pressure be there when they try to run again? Because I sincerely doubt that neither Nury or these others, if they eventually resign, are just done with politics and they're gonna go become an accountant or something. These people almost never give up once they've got their teeth in power.
Yeah, you are so right, John, on those points. Unfortunately, we will continue to watch. And oftentimes, especially when the transgression is against African Americans, people tend to have very short memories, very short attention spans. So yeah, this remains to be seen. But I hope the other two are pressured to leave. Don't let Nury Martinez be the only one to have that kind of fun. The other two have to go too. So to the protesters, to the people who are standing up for justice, I want y'all to keep the pressure on them. Keep the heat on them, baby, like you are right now.